Hey, beautiful people. What's good? This is Ryan Jackson from Ryan Jackson LLC. Hope y'all are having a blessed and wonderful day. Hope y'all are doing well. Myself, I'm doing well. Just got some good news concerning my dog. He came through surgery. Great. He's doing great. I'm picking him up in about 2.5 hours, about 4 o'clock my time. He's still a little woozy. He was under the anesthesia. So they want to make sure that he gets under that okay. So he's in recovery now. So he's doing great. And the surgery went well. So we thank Allah for that. All praises due to Allah. We thank him for that. So for those of you who may have wished well wishes to said prayers, I really, really appreciate it. Getting to the topic for this video here. So I saw this on Twitter this morning from Tariq Nasheed, brother I follow, and from Maj Torre, another good brother who I follow, who's coincidentally enough from this city that I got on my shirt, Philly, Philadelphia. Um, but yeah, but so going into what I saw on Twitter, country music singer Jason Aldean. Jason Aldean has a song that's out. It's number 2 on the charts from what I've seen. It's called Try That in a Small Town. Jason Aldean, um, 6 years ago in Las Vegas when they had that mass shooting in Las Vegas, he was on stage performing at a country music concert, and he had to duck for cover because I guess he heard the bullet, so he had to leave the stage abruptly, and so a lot of people may have heard of him from that incident where I think they said 60 something people died. I forgot what the number was, but it was a great casualty back in 2017 in Las Vegas. That mass shooting they had out there. But Jason Aldean has this song called "Try That in a Small Town," and I'm going to read the lyrics from this song because it's caused a lot of controversy, primarily from people like Whoopi Goldberg on The View. I think it was on The View. She deemed Mr. Aldean to be a racist, and people, Tariq Nasheed said it had coded language in it, but I'll let you be the judge of it because I'm going to read you the lyrics. Not going to sing it. I'm going to read you the lyrics. Try that in a small town. Sucker punch somebody on the sidewalk. Carjack an old lady at a red light. Pull a gun on the owner of a liquor store. Y'all think it's cool? Well, act a fool if you like. Cuss out a cop, spit in his face. Stomp on the flag and light it up. Yeah, y'all think you're tough. Yeah, you think you're tough, excuse me. Well, try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road. Around here, we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long. For you to find out, I recommend you don't. Try that in a small town. Got a gun that my granddad gave me. They say one day they're gonna round up. Well, that shit might fly in the city. Good luck. Try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road. Around here, we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long. For you to find out, I recommend you don't. Try that in a small town. Full of good old boys, raised up right. If you're looking for a fight, try that in a small town. Try that in a small town. Try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road. Around here, we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long. For you to find out, I recommend you don't. Try that in a small town. Try that in a small town. Ooh, ooh. Try that in a small town. That's the lyrics. The song is about 3 minutes long, but there you have it. That's the lyrics there. Before I go any further, hit that like button, smash that like button down, hit the subscribe button so you get notifications on the new videos on here. So what do y'all think? Do y'all think this song is racist? Sucker punch somebody on the sidewalk. I know people who wouldn't do that. Many of you wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do it. I'm a black person. Those who watch my videos are black people. I don't know any black person that would sucker punch somebody on the sidewalk. But there are a lot of people who think this song was geared toward black people. There was geared that they're coded that the song was racist and geared toward black people. A great majority of black people would not sucker punch somebody on a sidewalk. I'm going to say 99.5%. 0.5% maybe, but a great majority of us wasn't raised that way. Not saying we're perfect. I'm not saying we all perfect. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. We all aren't perfect. But a great majority of people that I know would not sucker punch somebody on the sidewalk. Carjack an old lady at a red light. Again, I don't know any black person that would carjack an old lady at a red light. Y'all wouldn't. I wouldn't. A great majority of black people would not do that. Pull a gun on the owner of a liquor store. Wouldn't do that either. You think it's cool, we'll act the fool as you like. That's right. I don't you think this on the fact that black people thought this song was about them. What are they saying about the black community? That's exactly my point. That's exactly the point I was going to get at. Thank you, sister. That's exactly where I was getting with the point I was going to make. What are you saying about the black community? That we're all thugs? See, they love to play this um, politics by association. They love to play this game. The same people who scream Black Lives Matter, they don't think much of us. And this is from some white people, but primarily black people. You want to sit up there that say we get treated unfairly, but you think that they're talking about us? They could be talking about a white person. White people soccer punch people on the sidewalk. Have y'all seen some of these white people get drunk at these events, concerts, sporting events? They soccer punch people. Have you seen carjack? That could be anybody, not just a black person. That can be anybody. Anybody. White people have carjacked people. Hispanic people have carjacked people. Hell, in San Francisco, there was some white guys that carjacked some people. They stole a car, carjacked a person. So, I mean, cuss out a cop, spit in his face. Now, anyone could cuss out a cop. I've witnessed white people cuss out cops, even white cops, then I've witnessed black people do it. Only reason why I've seen a black person cuss out a cop was because the cop was being an ass to the black person, harassing them. Yeah. But if a cop asks you, say, hey, don't do this, because you had too much to drink, calm down. Oh, F you MFer, you mother effer. I've seen white boys and white women do it. They're known for doing it. There's plenty of videos out there of white men and women cussing out cops. Yeah, black people have done it too. But usually there's a reason why we do it. We don't do it to be to just challenge authority. Some you have a little tiny amount of us do, but for the most part, right. We know how the police we know how the police would treat us. We'd be dead. Dead. But if police are harassing us or harassing a family member, then yeah, we get bold. We don't, we get very honorary with them. But to the point where we try to fight the police, we try to fight the police. I've seen plenty of white people do this. Just coming out the club. You don't tell me to do, you don't tell me what to do, and they fight the cop. And they live to see another day. That's the difference. Stomp on the flag and light it up. There are a lot of people who don't like the American flag. That's their right. I may not agree with it, but that's their right. America is not the darling that it promotes itself to be. The United States has done and continue to do some despicable things around the world. Not only around the world, but here at home too. So a lot of people don't feel patriotic. They don't love the American flag. That's their right. They stomp on it and they light it up. That's their right. That's their God-given right. You may not agree with it. I may not agree with it. I'm not a fan of the American flag. We've suffered hell under the American flag, more so than the Confederate flag. When I say we, I'm talking about Black people. We suffered hell under the American flag, and we continue to. So I'm not going to hang up the American flag, you know, proudly in my home. I don't love the American flag. I don't necessarily detest it. It symbolizes a republic. We can all agree, or we've all learned how that republic came about to be. We could all agree or disagree whether it was right or wrong how America came to be. I think it was wrong, and many of you do too. But again, it's a flag that represents a republic. I don't love the American flag. I'm not going to sit out here and wave it proudly. No, I'm not going to do that. That's not me. But I'm also not going to burn it either. But for those who do, you know, but again, I've seen more white people burn and stomp on the American flag than I have Black people. It's selective outrage. It's selective outrage. Exactly, sister. Thank you. I've seen more white people burn and step on the American flag. Black people, we really don't give a damn. I mean, we don't wave the flag like that. We don't care. We don't care about the American flag. It's neither here or there with us. So we know what it's about. We know how it came about. So again, it's neither here or there with us. Try that in a small town. Well, shoot, I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this much. I didn't grow up in a small town. I grew up in a major city of 1.5 million people, Detroit, Michigan, a major a major city in this country, large city, urban America is where I grew up. We wouldn't tolerate someone sucker punching someone on the sidewalk, especially if you didn't have beef with them. Well, no, because we still wouldn't tolerate it because you sucker punching somebody, you don't get points for that. When I was coming up, you're like, dude, that's a punk move. You hit him when he wasn't looking. That we wouldn't tolerate that. You would get no points or no love for doing that when I came up. And this was from cats on the street. Hit somebody when they're not looking, that's a punk move. They'll call you all kind of B's. Man, that's a sucker move. Sucker punch. That's a you a bitch. You couldn't fight them straight up. You would get no points for that. Carjacking an old lady at a red light. That's something we didn't tolerate. We had respect for our elders. Again, I didn't grow up in the South. I didn't grow up in a small town. I grew up in a major metropolitan city up north, a large major metropolitan city up north, Detroit, Michigan. We had respect for our elders in my neighborhood. We would cut their grass, shovel their snow, help them carry their groceries to the door. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. No, sir. No, ma'am. That was instilled in me through my parents. And it was instilled in them through my grandparents. We had respect. We grew up in the church. And even those who did not grow up in the church, they had respect. It was just the way people was raised coming up in the 80s and early 90s. We had respect for our elders. So if you disrespected an elder, it was hell to pay. It was hell to pay. Again, I didn't grow up in the South or a small town. So I could relate to this because this could have been my neighborhood. Robbing liquor stores is something that didn't go on in my neighborhood. And I grew up in a city that had a high crime rate. Yeah, you have people that rob liquor stores in Detroit and other cities. Yeah, I get it. It's crime. But in my neighborhood, we took care of our own. No, we took care of our stores because that's where we shopped. There were stores in Detroit that were black owned. You wouldn't dare rob a store in Detroit, especially when it was black owned. Again, it would have been hell to pay. And you wouldn't ended up, it would have been hell to pay. You'd have ended up dead or severely effed up. I'll put it to you like that. So Jason Aldean could have been talking about the hood back in the day. See what else here. Around here, we take care of our own. We used to do that. We used to take care of our own. We used to take care of our own. Black people. What happened? What happened? Where did we go wrong? We used to take care of our own. This is what I'm saying. This is why, like I stated 2 days ago on another video, I'm against segregation. I'm sorry. Let me repeat myself. I'm against segregation. I'm against integration. This is where integration hurt us. This is where integration hurt us. We wanted to leave where we grew up, our areas, our businesses, our communities. We built them up to leave them to go live in other communities with people that hate us. This is why I'm for segregation. I have to repeat myself. What am I saying? I'm against segregation. No, I'm for it. I'm for us being separate. We need to go back to taking care of our own communities. We need to go back to being around our own, supporting our own businesses, our own entities. This is where integration hurt us. Because again, we wanted to break our collective necks and backs to go live next to the other man. The man that hated us, that murdered us, bombed us, maimed us, lynched us, raped our women, fed our baby boys to alligators. Look it up. Down in Florida in the Everglades, they used to feed black babies to alligators, use them as bait. These are the people we wanted to live next door to. People that calling you nigga every damn day, monkey. You want to live close to them because that's greatness. But you don't want to live with your own. You don't want to build your community. Start businesses in your community. Make it make sense. We're the only people who will break our collective necks and backs to leave our own to go live with people who hate us. Am I right or am I absolutely right? If I'm lying, I'm flying. Tell me if I'm wrong. This is why I'm against integration. I don't hate anyone, but I would rather us love ourselves first. Love us first. Be one, black first. We cannot have unity with other people until we have unity amongst ourselves. Brother Malcolm said this back in the 60s. Let's see here. Got a gun that my granddad gave me. Yeah, a lot of our granddaddies gave us guns too. Grandmas, granddaddies, uncles, daddies, mamas, they gave us guns. We had guns in our homes for protection. So these lyrics could easily be speaking about my neighborhood. And I didn't grow up in a small town. I grew up in urban America, a large metropolitan city in the north, Detroit, Michigan. Good old boys. Well, you could take that for what it's worth. I guess, whatever. But like the sister said, it's just selective outrage. People get so worked up. The people who care about black people. So who's to say that they were talking about us? I think what Jason Aldean was really talking about were the Black Lives Matter protesters. People, burning stores, stuff of that nature. We have a problem with this. We have a problem with these lyrics, but we don't have a problem with these toxic ass rappers like Future, Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, promoting sexual promiscuity and drug use to our children. We don't have a problem with that. That's encouraged. But we have a problem with these lyrics. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Rappers calling you nigga every day, calling black women bees and hoes, promoting drug use to our children, saying that our young girls should the WAP, encouraging them to get the bag by doing whatever, showing their asses. And promoting the WAP to them. Y'all know what the WAP stands for, WAP. I'm not going to say it on here. That's encouraged. That's okay. But you have a problem with these lyrics. Rappers talking about killing a black man. That's okay. But you have a problem with these lyrics. And Jason Aldean was talking about Black Lives Matter protesters. I saw the video. I've had a problem with Black Lives Matter, with the whole organization, Black Lives Matter. I had a problem with that organization. On their website, they tell you flat out they're not for black men. They're not for the nuclear black family. They're more for the LGBTQIA plus community. The only time they give a damn about a black man is when is killed by a white cop. They're not for single black fathers who are out here raising their children. They don't fight for the black man or the black family for that matter. So yes, I have a problem with the Black Lives Matter protest, the organization too. Yeah, we know Black Lives Matter. Yes, and I agree with the premise of it, with what they were saying initially. Black Lives Matter. Yes, but Black lives need to matter to Black people. That's what concerns me. We know that Black lives doesn't never matter to white people or to America. Black lives need to matter to Black people. That's what we need to be preaching. That's what we need. That's what Black lives need to matter to as Black people, because you have too many Black people who killing each other out here. Why don't Black Lives Matter protests in Detroit, in Philly, or in Chicago when Tyrone is killing Pookie over some dumb stuff? Man, you looked at me wrong. Man, you looked at me wrong. Bam. Where Black Lives Matter then? Where the protesters then? The fact that families can't even sit on their porches, kids can't even play in the neighborhood without fearing being gunned down. Where are Black Lives Matter on those issues? Why aren't they protesting better neighborhoods for our families? But Black Lives Matter, right? Black Lives Matter, right? When white cop shoots Pookie, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. Hands up, don't shoot. Hands up, don't shoot. But when Ray Ray shoots Pookie over some drugs or whatever the case may be, over looking at him wrong, over talking to his girl, all you hear is crickets. You don't even hear that. You hear silence. Silence. Black mother gets gunned down in front of her children. Silence. Five-year-old little girl gets caught in the crossfire, gets shot and killed because two gangbangers are shooting at each other. Silence. Kids can't play in the neighborhood, can't play in the neighborhood park. Families can't sit on their porch, can't enjoy a summer day in a yard or in a backyard. Silence, silence, silence. You don't hear a damn thing. But when a white cop shoots a black man, Black Lives Matter, hashtag such and such and such. It's crazy. So Jason Aldean, I feel him when he was what he was saying about about the Black Lives Matter protesters. I feel him on that. I really do. I really feel him on that. I do. And all this, y'all remember during the pandemic, we were told we couldn't go outside. If you go to work, my job, and I said this in the video earlier, my job told us we had to carry a piece of paper that if the cops stopped us and asked us where we were going, we had to show them that we were going to work. I'm like, I'm not showing a slave paper. I'm not showing my slave papers. I'm not a slave. But when George Floyd got murdered, what's the young man in Atlanta that got shot? They got killed by Atlanta cops. What's his name? Rashard Brooks. I believe that was his name. When he got murdered, there were people out there protesting, no mask on, not social distancing. They were protesting in close proximity to each other. Black Lives Matter. So what? I thought we was in the pandemic. So, and like my mother said, she said, did COVID take a break? Did the virus take a break or something? So when a black young man is murdered by the police, the virus takes a break, and we could go outside and protest and be in close proximity to each other with no mask on. But if we need to go to the store or go get gas or go to work, you got to show papers. Oh, you can't go outside. You got to wear a mask. It was the ultimate Jedi mind trick. It was the ultimate Jedi mind trick. And millions of people fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. And the media profited off of it. The politicians, Lord knows, the politicians certainly did. The pharmaceutical companies profited tremendously. Tremendously. Even the entertainment industry. Hollywood. Disney made a killing. I owned stock in Disney during the pandemic. I made a killing. We couldn't go nowhere. Disney was throwing out movies left and right. Star Wars, MCU, plus the NBA, because they own ESPN. Making a killing, a killing. Follow the money. Politics is big business here in America. And so is propaganda. Whenever there's propaganda, you better be damn sure there's money to be made. Follow the money. Follow the money trail. When there's propaganda, there's money to be made. Especially when it came to the scamdemic. The ultimate scam. You could protest with thousands of people. You're not social distancing. You're not wearing a mask. You could protest. We're in the middle of the scamdemic. But if you want to go out and go to the park or go grab something to eat at a mom and pop shop, oh, they were closed. Go to school, go to work. Just go out and enjoy the day. You couldn't leave the house. No, no, no. You better wear a mask. You better social distance. It was the ultimate Jedi mind trick. And someone said, I saw a comment on Dr. Boyce Watkins' podcast that said that the video was shot in front of a courthouse where the video that Jason Aldean did for this song when he was performing, playing his guitar, singing a song. If you watch the video, it's a courthouse in the background. He's standing in front of. They said that's where black people were lynched. That site is where black people were, you know. Well, shit. If that's the case, um, why not be mad about what happened at the Capitol? Why not be mad about what happened, what Joe Biden is doing? The White House, people were lynched in Washington. People were lynched in New York City, in the Five Points area. All these places black people were murdered at. Biden is dedicated a monument to Emmett Till. I believe two monuments, and one in Mississippi, one in Illinois. Symbolism. Next year is a presidential selection year, but they won't give us reparations. I don't give a damn about your sympathy. Just cut the damn check. Just write it. Just write it. Cut the check. Cut the bullshit and cut the check. Cut it. Cut it. Easy. Simple solution. You cut it for everybody else, cut it for us. You should have cut it to us first. Cut the check. Cut the check, damn it. Cut the check. Give up that bread. Ante up on that bread. I don't care about no monument. I don't care about no holiday. Just ante up on that bread, baby. Ante up on that bread. All this, what you talking, yeah, I ain't trying to hear all that. Come with that paper, baby. Come with that bread. Just ante up on the bread. Because you could have went after Carolyn Bryant, President Quaker Oats, y'all president, Joe Biden, Trump, even though we know he wasn't going to do it, Obama, the first black president. Why didn't you go after her? I guarantee it, if that was an old black lady that had a Jewish boy murdered, you better believe if there was a Jew that became president, they would go after them in a nanosecond. You better believe it. But they let Carolyn Bryant live out her dying days in peace. Emmett Till's mother, Miss Mamie Till, never lived to see her son get justice. Never lived to see, the murderers brought to justice. She never received justice for her son. She died. But we're going to do a monument to Emmett Till. Your monument could get both middle fingers and the Bozak. That's how I feel about it. Hit that thumbs up button. Smash that thumbs up button down. Hit the subscribe button so you get notifications. I want to do videos on here. But I don't think that Jason Aldean's song was racist. Just my opinion. Like I said, he could be talking about any neighborhood. He could be talking about the neighborhood I live in back in the day, or your neighborhood, any city. not small town, any city, because we didn't tolerate people disrespecting our elders, somebody sucker punching somebody on the street, somebody robbing a store. We didn't tolerate that. We just didn't. It was it was unbecoming behavior, and you didn't have to be in the church to have morals. A lot of people that I knew in my neighborhood, they weren't in the church, and they had morals. Yeah, they may have smoked and drank. Who cares? My parents didn't do it, but they did it. So what? That doesn't make them any less of a person. They raised up families, took care of the neighborhood, took care of their homes, went to work every day, put food on the table, provided. So because they smoke and drink, they make them less of a provider. Stop it. Stop it with that. But that's how some people are. That religious mindset, that slave mentality has got them wrapped up in that. I'm not promoting smoking and drinking. No, I'm not doing that. But people who do it, that does not make them morally bad people. The choices that they make, as far as how they may relax and take care of, that may be different from what you do. But again, I know I kind of got off topic. I tend to do that, so please forgive me. But back to Jason Aldean. This wasn't racist. I think his issue was with the Black Lives Matter protesters. The people that was going around burning stores and looting, which was, they weren't outraged about someone being murdered. They just used that as an excuse to just be morally bad people. Let's be honest. Now the LA riots, that had been building up. What happened in LA in '92 had been building up for over a year and a half to 2 years prior. Latasha Harlan, Rodney King, the treatment of Korean store owners to black residents in South Central, that had been building up. What happened in Detroit in the '60s and '67, what happened in LA with the Watts riots in '65, the riots in Newark in '67, the riots in Philly in '64, riots all across the country, that had been building up, building up. That's why you saw those riots. Not just one incident out here that happened like 10 minutes ago. Oh, let's burn. No, no. The George Floyd incident, that was something that happened right then and there. That hadn't been building up in Minneapolis. He left the store. Store owner said he gave him a counterfeit $20 bill, called the police. Interaction convened. One thing led to another. The man has a knee in the back of his neck, a cop's knee in the back of his neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds, and he dies. It was murder. But like I'm saying, the riots that we saw in the 60s and in LA in 92, that had been building up, building up, building up, building up. The George Floyd thing, Rashard Brooks, that was spur of the moment stuff that people wanted to go out and, yeah, okay, and just rush out and do something. Big difference. But again, this song, as far as I'm concerned, wasn't racist. It's just selective outrage because you have to ask yourself, the people who are outraged about this song, they don't think much about black people, do they? So you think we all carjack? You think carjack people? You think we all sucker punch people on the street? That's what you think we do? We stomp on the American flag and burn it? Again, we spit on it, we cuss out cops and spit in their face. I've seen more white people do these things than black people. I'm just keeping it 1,000. Immoral behavior has no color. Crime has no color. People commit crimes. Yes, you have black people who do these things, but the majority of these things were done by white people. I mean, you have people who are criminals who came to a country. Get this, take this, check this out. Did y'all know that Australia was a penal colony? The jails in England they were running out of room in the jails in the prisons of England, so they put their worst criminals, rapists, murderers, thieves, whatso have you, prostitutes. They put them on a ship, sent them to Australia. That's how Australia became a colony. It was a penal colony. Check this one out. The colonists were criminals. The they stole a race, they stole people from a continent. That's gangster. The Bloods, Crips, gangster disciples, Black P Stones don't have nothing on the Europeans. Nothing. Vice Lords, none of them. Latin Kings, none of them. Don't have nothing. MS-13, whatsoever have nothing on the Europeans. They were ultimate criminals. They taught us how to be criminals. They gave us the blueprint and then turn around and lock us up. So you have criminals locking up people perpetrating being criminals. Ain't that a B? It's funny, huh? Criminals locking up criminals. Crime is universal. Exactly. So, like I said, this song could talk about it could be any town or city in the United States. It actually speaks to my neighborhood in Detroit on the Northwest side. We didn't have good old boys, but we had brothers in our neighborhood, in the hood, who cared about about the neighborhood, who cared about the children, who cared about our elders. And we need to get back to that. I'm just looking at these lyrics, and like I said, I've seen more. I don't know any black person who would do these things. I've seen people from other groups do these things. Carjack an old lady at a red light. Pull a gun on the owner of a liquor store. Okay. Do y'all know that crime is committed by proximity? So, meaning that if a black person robs another black person or kills another black person, they live within the same area of each other. You have white people who kill white people. You have white people who rob white people, who carjack white people. Crime is proximity. Same with Asians, saying who kill other Asian people. Crime of proximity. Hispanic people who kill other Hispanic people, who rob other Hispanic people. Crime is proximity. Proximity. You're not gonna see. It's gonna be rare. You rarely see a brother in the hood go out to suburbia and carjack a white woman or rob a store in white suburbia. You hardly ever hear about, or you would never hear about, a white man coming to the hood to rob one of us or kill one of us. Crime is by proximity. The FBI came out with a statistic that said that a few years back. It's by proximity. In any event, y'all hit that thumbs up button, smash it down, hit the subscribe button so you get notifications or when I do videos on here. I think I made my point well known on here regarding this topic. Again, feel free to drop your comments. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know what you think. I would love to know what you think. So drop your comments below. Drop your comments. I always say, yeah, I mentioned that too at the beginning of this video that Aldean was at that concert. Yeah, 60 some people died in Las Vegas. I think it was October 2017 that that mass shooting, at that shooting out there, that gunman. Yup, 60 people died. At his concert, he had to run off stage. I remember that. The man may be racist. He may be racist, you know. I wouldn't doubt it, but this song wasn't. I didn't find this song racist, all I'm saying. I didn't find this song to be racist. But again, you know, that's just me. But well, I was gonna say, we have to agree to disagree without being disagreeable. We have to do that, y'all. Agree to disagree without being disagreeable, especially on topics such as this. Especially on topics such as this. But share this video. Let's get the conversation started. Thank you for your love and support. Support my podcast. Support my videos on here. I can't do this without you. Keep up the love and support. Keep it up. I need it. Your brother needs it, and I greatly appreciate it. I really do. really do. Sisters as well as brothers, be safe out here. Whether you're going to work, um, getting gas, running errands, whatever you may be doing, please be safe. Be safe. Be safe. This devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy. So please, please be safe out here. Please be safe. Keep your heads on the swivel. Beware and be aware. I love y'all. I thank you for your support. And again, let's agree to disagree without being disagreeable. Thank y'all for your comments. Those who commented, I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. I appreciate it. And again, let's not be so quick with the selective outrage. Let's just weigh things, um, see things for what it is before we do the selective outrage. This goes for myself as well. I have to learn to do this. But this selective outrage is is silly, and it just makes us look bad because no one's being heard. No one is being heard. It's just I'm just so angry. Oh, what are you angry about? Because but you don't stop and think. Why is like with this guy could have been talking about anybody. And like I said earlier, I've seen plenty of white people do the things in his lyrics that the Whoopi Goldbergs think he's talking about black people. We can't listen to people like them, y'all. We can't. So I encourage you, stop listening to those idiots on The View. Stop listening to those idiots on CNN, MSNBC, and Fox News as well. All they're doing is dividing us. And if there's going to be a war over politics, if it comes to that, blame the media. Blame the media and blame the politicians, but blame the media. Blame those talking heads on these networks, liberals and conservatives both. They both can play a part. They both are playing a part in the destruction of this country, the division. I just want to leave y'all with that. Any event, y'all take care and have a blessed and wonderful day. I love y'all and take care. Peace and blessings.